Batman has been one of the most enduring characters in the superhero genre for more than 80 years. But does his iconic status as a hero exempt him from his numerous acts of villainy? Does it excuse him from beating, maiming, and even hanging the criminals he pursues? Does it pardon him from using young children as soldiers in his war on crime? Does it make him blameless for creating the methods by which he could destroy his closest friends, and then letting those methods fall into the wrong hands? Hey folks, and welcome to The Binger. Today we're going to look at 10 instances in which one of the most important superheroes of all time came off looking more like a villain. Batman made his first appearance in Detective Comics issue number 27, published in 1939. However, it was the first issue of his standalone title that established much of the Batman mythos we see today. But a backup story in that issue showed that the Caped Crusader had not yet established his code against taking lives. In The Giants of Dr. Hugo Strange, Batman flies the Bat plane to track down a pair of gangsters. When he finds their truck, he opens fire with a nose-mounted machine gun, causing the truck to crash into a tree. The crash allows a 15-foot-tall giant to escape from the truck. Batman lowered a rope from the Bat plane, which looped around the giant's neck and strangled him. Later, Batman found another giant atop a skyscraper. He pelted that giant with gas pellets, causing him to fall 100 feet to the pavement. These giants were injected with growth serum by Dr. Hugo Strange, a psychiatrist at a local mental hospital. Strange was using the patients as subjects for his experiments, as well as muscle for his robberies. So Batman took the lives of 2 drugged mental patients in his very first issue. In the 2002 Batman story, Bruce Wayne Murderer, the body of Bruce Wayne's girlfriend, Vesper Fairchild, is found at Wayne Manor. An elaborate plot sets up Bruce and his bodyguard, Sasha Bordeaux, to take the fall for the crime. Bruce and Sasha are convicted and sent to Blackgate Prison, home to some of Batman's most dangerous enemies. Meanwhile, Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, and the rest of the Bat family must investigate the crime and clear Bruce's name. As their investigation proceeds, they conclude that Bruce's activities as Batman failed to give him an alibi. Also, as the world's greatest detective, who else would have the skills to leave not a single trace of evidence? In the follow-up story, Bruce Wayne Fugitive, Bruce stages a daring prison break. He discards his Bruce Wayne identity with his focus solely on solving the case as Batman. Eventually, Batman learns that an evil, narcissistic billionaire masterminded the entire plot against him from his seat in the White House. And his name is President Lex Luthor. Batman eventually cleared his name and resumed his Bruce Wayne identity. However, he still engineered a prison break and refused to trust his family. The 1988 story 10 Nights of the Beast featured a battle between Batman and Soviet super soldier KG Beast. Batman, along with Gotham City Police, the FBI, and the CIA, all try to track down KG Beast before he can eliminate all 10 of his targets. As they pursue the assassin, they encounter a major issue. Since KG Beast works for a foreign government, he has diplomatic immunity. If he's arrested, he'll be sent back to the Soviet Union, where Batman and the authorities suspect he'll go free. After Batman prevents KG Beast from assassinating President Reagan, the 2 fighters face off in an abandoned sewer. When KG Beast challenges Batman to a winner-take-all fight, Batman refuses. Instead, he barricades the Russian in a small room with no food or water and leaves him to perish. In a later issue, readers see that Batman called the authorities to release KG Beast. By that time, the villain had escaped. Not only did Batman leave his enemy to starve, but he also waited to call the proper authorities, giving him time to escape and possibly take more lives. Batman has one of the most unusual rogues galleries of any major superhero, but none of them can compare to the crime boss Lord Deathman. This unique criminal made his first comic appearance in 1966, at the height of the Batmania that spawned from the Adam West TV show. However, the character made its biggest impact in the 2000 series Batman Incorporated. The series revolves around the idea that Batman would license crime fighters in other countries to use the Bat motif as their own. During a visit to Japan, Batman discovered that Lord Deathman had developed a plan to take over the land of the rising sun. The first step in that plan, take out all Japanese superheroes. After a few encounters with the crime boss, Batman discovered that Lord Deathman could fake his demise. Batman sentenced the criminal to what he called a fate worse than death. He imprisons Lord Deathman in a space capsule and launches him into orbit. Alone in space, Lord Deathman must live on in eternal solitary confinement. Robin has been a fixture of the Batman mythos almost since the very beginning. The character made his first appearance in April 1940, marking the dawn of the teenage sidekick trope. Over the decades, Batman has had several Robins at his side as he swings through the concrete canyons of Gotham City. But just how heroic is it to send a teenager into battle against armed criminals? Some of these young men have suffered great losses in their role as the Boy Wonder. Trauma, loss, and bitterness are often part of the Robin legacy. Dick Grayson, the original Robin, became so disenchanted with Batman's methods that he left to take on his own heroic identity, Nightwing. Grayson's successor, Jason Todd, lost his life in an attack by the Joker in the 1988 story A Death in the Family. Tim Drake, the third Robin, lost his father in an attack by Flash villain Captain Boomerang in the 2004 miniseries Identity Crisis. Damian Wayne, Bruce's son, also took on the Robin role. Damian also lost his life in the 2008 story The Boy Wonder Returns. Bat fans know that not all of Batman's Robins were boy wonders. In the 1986 miniseries The Dark Knight Returns, Carrie Kelly stepped into the green pixie boots alongside a grizzled, weary Batman. However, in mainline DC continuity, the first female Robin was Stephanie Brown. Stephanie was the girlfriend of Tim Drake, the third Robin. She also became the masked vigilante known as the Spoiler. When Tim's father forced him to give up the cape, Batman told Stephanie his secret, despite Tim's wishes. Stephanie stepped in and became the first girl wonder. While she displayed many of the skills needed to serve as Batman's sidekick, she often lacked the discipline to follow his orders. Her impulsive nature led her to become the first Robin to be fired from the role. Stephanie sought to prove herself to the Caped Crusader, but ended up getting captured and tortured by the crime boss Black Mask. Stephanie escaped and found Dr. Leslie Tompkins, a longtime friend to Bruce Wayne. Batman found out about Tompkins' plan, but refused to tell Tim that his ex-girlfriend was still alive until she returned as the new Batgirl. The Batman slapping Robin meme has been a fixture on social media for years, but where did it come from? The answer? World's Finest Volume 1, issue number 153 from November 1965. World's Finest was a long-running series featuring the dynamic duo and the Man of Steel. The main story features an alternate reality in which a young Bruce Wayne believes that Superboy took the life of his father, scientist Thomas Wayne. Instead of using his intelligence and ambition to pursue criminals, Bruce applies himself toward taking down Superman. Bruce grows up to become Batman and adopts a young orphan, Dick Grayson, to become his partner in crime fighting. When Robin sticks up for Superman, Batman gives him a bat slap across the face. After the slap, Robin tries to leave the Batcave. Fearing that Robin could disclose his secret identity, Batman uses a hypnosis machine to remove the Boy Wonder's memories. He then sends Dick Grayson back to the orphanage where he found him. Between the slap, the memory tampering, and the orphanage, Batman certainly won't win any Father of the Year awards. While Batman may have had no qualms about tampering with Robin's memory, he changed his tune when he was on the other end of the stick. At least that was the case after the 2004 miniseries Identity Crisis. When Batman found out that Zatanna had altered the personality of supervillain Dr. Light, he objected to her interference. Under pressure from other Justice League members, Zatanna also wiped out Batman's memories of the incident. When Batman learned that his so-called friends had tampered with his memories, his paranoia ran amok. He used Wayne Tech resources to build Brother Eye, a global surveillance satellite network. Brother Eye also possessed artificial intelligence, as well as an extensive database on every one of Earth's superheroes. What could possibly go wrong? It's not like an evil CEO could hack into Brother Eye and use it to destroy all the superheroes, is it? Maxwell Lord took control of Brother Eye and its army of cyborg sleeper agents called OMACS to target heroes around the world. Batman then flew into space and shut down Brother Eye, which is just as crazy as it sounds. The Brother Eye fiasco wasn't even the first time that Batman used his intelligence to take down his Justice League teammates. The Tower of Babel story featured Batman villain Ra's al Ghul enacting a plan to incapacitate the Justice League. The master villain takes down each member, either physically or mentally, until they could not stand in his way. But how did the League of Assassins leader get all the information he needed to eliminate the Justice League? Unbeknownst to the rest of the League, Batman had been keeping files on non-lethal ways to take down each member if they ever turned evil. Talia al Ghul, Ra's daughter and Batman's former lover, broke into the Batcave and stole those files for her father. After the Justice League foiled Raz's plans, they had to face another crucial question. Should Batman stay in the League? The Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter voted for him to stay, while Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Plastic Man voted to expel him. The deciding vote fell to Superman, but Batman took the decision out of Superman's hands when he quit the League. Frank Miller has penned some of the most important Batman stories of all time, including The Dark Knight Returns and Batman Year One. This series features a younger, angrier Batman with less respect for the law, for police, or for pretty much anything that stands in his way. This Batman kidnaps a young Dick Grayson mere hours after he loses his parents. He gets into a high-speed chase with police, all while hurling curses and insults at the traumatized teen. He leaves the youngster in a cave to fend for himself for days on end, telling him to eat the rats that roam the cave. Meanwhile, he teams up with Black Canary to take down a local gang. Then the pair share an intimate moment on a dock in the rain. When Batman captures the man who took out Dick Grayson's parents, he hands the boy an axe and calls on him to decide the gangster's fate. Thankfully, at least one part of the dynamic duo makes the right decision here. So what do you think? Is Batman a hero or just a villain with a really cool costume? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like this video, share it with your Bat fan friends, and subscribe to The Binger to get notified about our latest videos. And hey, thanks for watching.